Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video has no intention of purposely hurting anybody's feelings. But if that happens, I can't control that. And besides, we have an expression, or one of many from Romania, which is a good one. It goes like this: the honest man is not upset by the truth. So the truth should not upset someone who's honest. So if you're ugly and someone calls you ugly, you should not be upset about it, because that's a fact. You don't like the condition, change it if you can. If not, okay, well, I'm ugly, so move on. What's going on here? We have Argentina. Argentina is a country with about 50 million people, vast territory, and a rich country in natural resources. That should be at least the basic prerequisite for a rich population, rich society, wealthy society. But that's not the case. We have now a pimp in charge of Argentina. His name is Javier Milei. He's the president. Why do I call him a pimp? Because he is the pimp of Argentina. Argentina is his employee that he is using to sell her to interests outside of Argentina. That's why he's a pimp. Well, his customers are in North America mainly. So what's going on here? Pimp Milei came and said, you know what, I'm going to give you some shock therapy. Okay, what does it mean? Well, usually it means, an austerity economy programs and all that, where you don't spend too much. You try to, attract capital, because to yourself you can't do it because you don't have resources, right? Wrong, nevertheless. So what's going on over here? He is doing this shock therapy, but he's gonna buy some military aircraft. From whom? From Denmark. So Argentina, big country with 50 million people, with big natural resources, will buy about 35 or 24. I'm going to show you the article. 24 F-16s from Denmark. Now, what do you know about Denmark? Here is where no offense comes into play. What do you know about Denmark? Do you know how big is Denmark? Do you know what the population of Denmark is? Do you know Denmark's natural resources? Now, if you do, how big is it? I tell you, it's very small. I will show you. The population is about what? 6 million people or so? Or 6 million people? What are Denmark's natural resources? Do you know of any? Ingenuity? Banking? What are they? Do they have enough food to feed their population? Where do they get the food from? So, take Argentina and take Denmark. Denmark sells Argentina 24 F-16s worth $300 million. So what is Pimp Milei doing? Who is he planning to attack? Brazil? When his country is supposed to have economic austerity and he has to have efficiency, he fired I don't know how many government bureaucrats to save money, and he's going to close departments and all that. He's buying $300 million worth of airplanes. What are the airplanes used for? War, right? Could be offensive war or defensive war, right? It depends if you attack or you're attacked. Who is Milei thinking we're going to attack Argentina? Who is he thinking he's going to attack? All right, let me show you here the article regarding the F-16s, the 24 of them. Then I will show you give you some information about Denmark. Then I will give you a map of Denmark in Europe so you visualize the greatness of Denmark. Then I'm going to give you Argentina's natural resources. And then we can talk about Pimp Milei, who looks like someone else, very familiar, like someone else, the eyes. And then both of them look with look like a little beautiful furry animal. Can you figure it out? All right, think about it. So let's start with the first thing here, which is start with the first thing. Yeah, let's start with the second thing. Ukraine form. Argentina signs agreement with Denmark to purchase 24 F-16 fighters. This is 17th of April 2024. Argentina has signed an agreement with Denmark to purchase 24 F-16 aircraft worth $300 million. This was stated by Argentine Defense Minister Luis Petri. Ukrinform reported, citing Reuters. With this new aircraft, we are taking a huge step in our defense policy, because that's what you need right now. Not food, not a better standard of living. You need defense policy. Against what? The Russians too? According to government spokesman Manuel Adorni, I adore you, the price of the planes stipulated in agreement is lower than the market price. Woohoo! Instead of being 301 million, is 300. Yes, well, let's buy it. I remember my father when I told him that, hey, something, the price was reduced on something. I don't know, some shoes or something. And he said, yeah, I heard the Bentleys reduced their price too. Still is too much. Still you can't buy. I don't care if it's too much anyway. The same here. Oh, it's a reduced price. You're going to pay $300 million. Are you crazy? No, they're not crazy. They're not. That's why he's a pimp. The agreement also provides for the transfer of 4 combat simulators, 8 engines, and 5-year supply of spare parts for the aircraft from Denmark, because Denmark has all these resources to build one and all that. Argentina has decided now, why Denmark has all this and Argentina doesn't have it? Is it because of bad management? Is it because of stupid people? Is it because of corruption? Is it because someone else is stealing from you? Is it because someone else owns you? Is it because you have traitors? What is it? I know Argentinians are not, okay? So it can't be that. Corruption? There's corruption in Denmark too. And it's going to be even more since Denmark becomes more diverse. I guarantee you things are going to go south. Why? Cultures. I will tell you about culture in Romania. You want to tell you about the culture in Romania? Romania has 3 parts, main parts: Transylvania, Moldavia, and the Wallachia. They have different mentalities. And one of these 3 things has bribery as considered a little attention. I give you a little attention. Well, because that comes from, it's called șpagă. Let's put it this way. My Romanian friends know what it is. It's very acceptable in certain parts because, where I read, it comes from some other culture, a little bit southeast, by Bosphorus. Why? Because that had a big influence on Wallachia. Anyway, that's what I read. And if you don't know about it, go and fucking read. Don't write stupid comments. Or you can do it. Free world, right? Here it is. Argentina has decided to buy the planes to boost its defense capability despite against its needs, despite significant cuts in government spending in other areas. You got it? Global, which I would be American, military industrial complex takes over as well. So this is the first article. We're going to go to Denmark. Let's see what Denmark can do. Denmark. Let me give you some information on Denmark. We're going to go to 2 things important here. I'm not going to go to the ethnic groups because they already fucked their country anyway. I'm going to go to the population. 6 million, okay? 5,935,619, right here. Okay, here is it's a small country, small people. GDP, this is important. Talking about the Denmark's natural resources. You can say, well, it's human resources. Yeah, but human resources, if they don't have wood, they can't fucking build a ship, right? You can know how to do it, but if you don't have the wood, you can't do it. I'm talking about all times. If you don't have the ore, you don't have, or you have the iron, you don't have the steel, you can't put it together. You're not gonna be able. You can be smart, but you don't have the resources. You can suck it, and vice versa. If you don't know how to do it, but you have the resources, again, you sit on it and someone else is going to come and take your oil. Got that? Okay, next one. So GDP, this is what is important. Per capita, it's about roughly $70,000. So, services and products together divided by population, you got about 70,000. That's a rich bitch. Good for them. Good for them. Now let's go and see Denmark's. Can you find Denmark here? This is the map of Europe. I mean, you can see big countries. You can see these countries and this. You can see that. Maybe you can see this. Maybe you can see that. Maybe you can see big countries. Where's Denmark? Don't worry. I will point it. I will find it for you. It's right here. It's right here. I'm not bashing it. That's a fact. Don't get upset. It's a small freaking country. Right there. Small freaking. Which, if the wind blows too much and the waves are above 5 meters tall, is going to just wash it away. Like, for instance, Amsterdam and Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Just exaggerating, okay, for the people, feeble-minded people. So Denmark, right here. Small? All right, don't think so. There it is. There is Denmark in Europe. I mean, look, compare with part of Russia, or let's look at the Ottoman Empire. I mean, Turkey, right here. Okay? Now let's look at this thing. What are the major natural resources of Argentina? Officially known as PPP, with an area of about Argentina is planet's 8th largest nation. 8th. And the 4th largest nation in the Americas. The capital city, Boom. Let me take my glasses because you're going to require it. Argentina has a high income economy. Really, which is why the country's economy ranks 3rd in Latin America and 2nd in South America in terms of economic power. Excellent. Some of the things driving the economy include an abundance of natural resources, a diverse industrial sector, high levels of literacy, and agriculture. So that means they're not, okay, got that covered. And an agricultural sector focused on exports. Natural resources in the country include minerals such as gas, coal, and petroleum, fertile agricultural land, and tourist sites. Well, it's not only that, they got lithium. You know what? How the batteries of the so-called battery-owned vehicles are made? Lithium. Without lithium, you just look at the sky and jerk off, okay? Here, agriculture, fertile agricultural land. Presently, about 10% of the country's total land is cultivated. Okay, let's move on. Mining is a crucial sector of the economy with some of the natural resources, including minerals like aluminum, zinc, gold, silver, copper, lead. Where is that lithium? Fuel minerals include natural gas and petroleum. In 2003, non-fuel minerals had a worth about 1 billion. The mining industry, most mining Argentina, Well, let me look for the lithium, because I know the Argentina and lithium, because I made a video on that. Argentina lithium. Let's see if we find that. And I decided to take this into consideration, which is easier, and look at these videos of mine. Watch them if you want. And as I said, I told you Pimp Milei sells Argentina's lithium to the US government. And US isn't helping Argentina, is after Argentina's lithium. And so you can look over that, the battle for lithium. So go and watch these videos. And I made a case, I provided you with evidence that Argentina has a lot of lithium. I think it was in the 5th place or something like this. Go and check it out. So again, these guys want to build batteries operated vehicles, right? And here we go to this guy, who I call him a pimp. I think when you pay attention too much, especially if you're a man, that should tell you something, or at least people who know something about psychology, they understand that if people, especially men, who are too concerned of, that's a little something that could tell you something about your character. Maybe an inflated ego, maybe a little bit of narcissism. We all have it, but that's a little scale that if it goes too much, then is as almost everything, Extremes are extremes. I remember I watched this guy I watched this guy before he got interviewed or coming in front of a camera. He had the hair differently, and when he was about to say okay action or start the video, he started arranging his little bird's nest on his fucking head. Now this is the guy. He's Argentina's president right here. Now I'm not gonna look for his look. I mean, I'm not gonna criticize his intelligence, but I can criticize intelligence. I mean, if he's dumb as fuck, but I don't think he's dumb. But he's funny looking? I think so. But he reminded me of someone else and please focus on the eyes. With this one. You know who this one is? This one, look at the eyes and look at the other eyes. I think these guys resemble one another. I mean, he wants to be Jewish anyway. She is Yellen, the Treasury Secretary of the United States of America. And I said, excuse me, they remind me of an animal. Look at the eyes. An animal. I installed the animals, but here's the animal. Can you figure it out? Look at the eyes. 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 Okay, I make my point. By the way, this is a 1, 2, 3. Everybody, a weasel. That's what it is. Weasel. Weasel. So my point here is this: you don't have food, but you go and buy, I don't know, rings and necklaces and I don't know, Gucci, and that tells me you're a dumbass. Clearly. Or in case of Argentina, is grabbed by the same interest. That's why this guy is a pimp. Should they buy that? If you have the resources, but I guarantee you they don't have the resources. They're gonna borrow the money. From where? From some, okay? Not from them, because they also borrow from the same guys. All right, friends. I hope Milei or Argentina, the leaders, whomever, they succeed in bringing Argentina to the global position, where I think it belongs, it should be. I hope. I don't have anything against, Argentina and Milei, as long as he's doing the bidding of his people. But I don't think he's doing the bidding of his people. I think he's doing someone else's. Look who are around him, who are his people. And if you don't, if it is not enough for you, just watch some of my videos regarding him, where he went when he got elected. The first trip. He was not sworn in yet, and he went to his bosses to discuss. And that was not Russia. I'm not saying he should have gone over there. You should go wherever the interest of your country dictates, but I don't think that's the interest. I think those are his employers. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.